Oh, yes, everyone. It is 1 o'clock and it is Tuesday. And I am here. My name is RJ Redden. Entrepreneurs hire me to rocket launch their marketing message because most can't get traction on or offline to save their lives, or they're shouting into a black hole. They don't feel like they're being heard by anyone, or they're just a carbon copy of everyone else. So I create messaging that gets engagement, builds relationship, and increases that bottom line. Welcome to the Bot Signal, where I cover, all the latest stuff going on with all the latest technology, all the latest delivery system of chatbots. Today I'm very excited because I've been doing an awful lot of stuff regarding SMS broadcasting. In the past week, in fact, I have been really digging in. I've been doing some stuff on behalf of clients. I've been doing some stuff on behalf of myself. And I am learning a whole lot about SMS broadcasting. Now, if you haven't heard, you're going to need to know. You're going to need to know, because if you have a bot or if you are considering bots, that's going to be the brand new way that we get a hold of people and get them into our bots as of January 15th, 2020. I can't believe it's 2020 already, everybody. We'll have a nostalgic moment later. But anyway, yeah, January 15th will be no longer allowed to broadcast on Messenger. And you know what? I think that it's going to be a great thing in the evolution of chatbots. I really, really do. And I have some reasons for that. I'll probably get into that on Thursday. But today we're going to talk about SMS. We're going to talk about how we're going to use a very powerful marketing method to get people into our bots, both to get people into our bots for the first time, and also in order to call them back to the bot, in order to say, hey, I'm going live in 20 minutes. You want to come hang out with me? In order to say, hey, I've got a contest going on, text to enter this contest. In order to say lots and lots and lots of things. Text messaging is very powerful. Got to use it right. Got to follow all the rules. We'll go over the rules another time. There are a lot of rules. You know what I'm saying. Fortunately, they aren't the kind of rules that are super restrictive in, at least the way Facebook has been in their particular, ever-changing guidelines of what you need to be saying in broadcast messages. So that's a cool thing. We'll go over the rules another day, but today I want you to start thinking about how you're crafting these messages. Now, it's happening January 15th, RJ. Why are we talking about this now? Here's why. Because we're going to need to have it right before January 15th. You know what I'm saying? We're going to need to, all of us, experiment, find out what works, share information with each other, and figure out what is the very best way to get people, first of all, into our bots, and then secondly, when we broadcast out to them again. Because here it is. Just as you cannot take an email, copy and paste it into a messenger message, and have that thing work, you also cannot necessarily copy a messenger message into an SMS and have that thing work. It's a different platform. People access text messages for a different reason and at different times than they access Facebook Messenger messages. You see what I mean? You absolutely don't want to show up on a different platform having written something for some other platform. It's the Parka in July experience. It's the what's that person wearing and why are they here experience. You don't want that experience when people see those SMSs. So here are a couple of things that's the reason why we're talking about it right now. And B, that's why I want you to start crafting messages and thinking about it right now, Tuesday, September 24th. We've got 90 or 100 or so days before this before this takes place, this change that Facebook has made. And so it's quite enough time to get it right. It's quite enough time to start experimenting and crafting our messages. So here we go. Let me catch up on the comments before I get in there. It's Sweden. It's 8 p.m. Hello, Lisa. It's wonderful to see you. Lori's here. Well, we're having a wonderful time now. Corinder, hello. So let's get into the nitty gritty. What I've got here is I've got three ideas that's going to help you think about starting to craft those messages. There are more. These are kind of the top 3 tips after working with this stuff for a couple of weeks, after sending some stuff out on my client's behalf and on my behalf. This is what I've come up with. There will be more shows on this, I guarantee you, as we get closer. First off, I want you to think about this when you're crafting those text messages to call people back into your bot so that they can have a wonderful experience of something. Got to think about the limitations first. 160 characters, baby. That includes your link. It does. I know, very sad. If you're using ManyChat, and if you're using ManyChat's texting system, which, by the way, is very expensive. 3 cents a text is very expensive. Won't lie to you. Also, your links are the full link. There's no link shortener. So 160 characters, that's counting against your link length. If you are, you'll be linking people back into your bot. So remember that. That's a toughie. I'm personally using, and I'll put this up because everybody asks, simple texting. Using this for the clients, this is what needs to be done for this moment. Now, you can see right up, boop, there, that I am a partner of TrueChat. They are developing their testing right at this moment. Their texting will be the go-to and as soon as they get that developed, which will be before the end of the year. But for right now, let's do some experiments. Let's see what happens. And you may even decide to stay with simple texting. That is where I am right now. That is where I'm putting the clients right now, because it allows you to do a heck of a lot more for a heck of a lot less. It's like $25 a month, which works out to a cent a text, and your unused rolls over. So great stuff with simple texting. But I want to talk about this 160 characters because very important to know, emoticons like what I've got in my banner down here, those count. The simple texting does have a link shortener. So you put a great big long link in there, they shorten it up to about 10 characters. So you've got 150 left to get that message in. 150 characters ain't bad. It ain't bad. You do have to be short and sweet. You do have to be succinct. And you do have to be aware of what your people are going to respond to. Know thy audience. If you know your audience really, really well, then being able to reach out to them in a concise manner isn't that hard of a job. If you know what draws people, here's a couple of things that draw a crowd. Contests. People are competitive. They love contests. Giveaways. People love stuff for free. Other things that draw people, ask them their opinion. Ask them their opinion on something. And then say, vote here. Click that link. That is the kind of stuff that draws general crowds. It may not draw your crowd, though. So if you haven't really used your bot yet to figure out who you've got and how you're going to respond to those people, do this thing. You must do this thing. Because it's going to be vital going forward that you're creating these SMS. I'm calling them botcasting. SMS botcasting. This is that one message that draws people back into your bot. The one that says, hey, going live in a few minutes. I'm going to do an awesome giveaway today. You need to be there. Click this link. Boom. That kind of thing. That's the botcast. And we're talking specifically, how do we craft those? How do we going forward write the very best thing? There's a couple things to know. The 160 characters, we got to be concise. You can still include emojis, everybody. It's all right. I'm going to be doing that because my bots have emojis on them, and I absolutely want people to recognize from place to place where they are. I want them to recognize that this is my bot talking. Where I'm able to send a picture with it, I will be sending a picture with it, a picture of the bot avatar. So 160 characters. The cool thing about the 160 character limit is that when you are on simple texting, it will show you how many you have left. So if you throw a link in there, and if you throw a sentence or two in there and it's too long, you get the opportunity to edit as you go. You'll probably become better at that as you come along. But the thing about the 160 characters, one message. Don't ask people a question that has, 3 parts to it. Don't do this. You don't have room. And when people are looking at messaging, they're not looking to be intellectual. They're not looking to think about an answer to a question. That's for inside your bot. Fantastic. Do it all day in there. But when you're botcasting out to people, when you're SMS botcasting, you need to keep it short and sweet and super clear. If you're not sure whether it's super clear, find someone in your house, not your dog, and read it to them and say, feed me back. What did I just say? The conciseness is incredibly important on SMS. Don't be clever if it's going to hide the message. Clear over clever every time. Know that. And we do have we have a lot of freedom here, I think. We have a lot of freedom to do things, inside 160 characters, but we have the power to ask questions. We have the power to invite people. We have a lot of power here that I don't think that we necessarily have within Facebook Messenger. Messenger, if you're using it with ManyChat, you've also got a lot of restrictions. You've got, you can't have a delay in that. You've got a whole bunch of stuff there. This making so that it's concise, making it so that it can only be within these boundaries, it leaves you a lot less room for second guessing. And you can be able to tell real quick what messages work, what messages don't. I do encourage you, if you are thinking about switching to text messaging, I encourage you to start experimenting with this immediately. Do this thing. Experiment. The reason is this. You just don't want to wait until that last minute to figure out what's right for your audience, because then you might experience some drop off in your bot. And you absolutely don't want that. You want to be able to cleanly move through that experience, usher everybody onto the new beautiful platform. You want to be able to have fun doing it. You don't want panic and go, nobody's answering. What do I do? Figure out what you're going to do now, or hire a professional. Boop. Anyway, let me catch up on the comments here. Stacy's here. Tom Burchell's here. I know. I missed you too, Tom Burchell. I missed you too. Brad Friedman, how are you? Glad you're here today. This is going to be valuable for you. Stacy, can't wait to see you soon. I'm definitely feeling better, everybody. Last week, everybody had a death illness that prevented me from going to Calgary and hanging out with the JVology people and speaking up there. And it just made me really sad. Tish Rosales, hello, welcome. All right. Let me get back to my talking points here. So 160 characters, very, very important. Here's another thing that's super important, guys. Right message, right people, right time. Yeah. So A lot of times in these shows, and a lot of times with my clients, we talk about segmenting. We are going to, like one of my clients right now is doing a challenge. You know her. She's Jane Powers. She's magnificent. And so is that challenge. I've been having a wonderful time. Anyway, there's a segment of people who joined the challenge, and there's a segment of people who did not. Segmenting your audience, knowing what's valuable to them. This is absolutely what we still are doing. We'll have to do it a little bit differently when we do an SMS botcast out to the people who want to see these live shows, or the people who are signed up for my event, or the people who are interested in getting messages about whenever I have a new class. We got to segment our audiences. We absolutely do. We've got to see what they're interested in, and we've got to tag those people, and we've got to broadcast to them only what's going to be valuable for them. You absolutely don't want to make this mistake of, okay, now I'm SMSing everybody. Once somebody's opted into my SMS, they want to get everything, right? No, they don't. No, they don't. They want to get what's valuable to them. Don't think that just because we're on another platform that you can just broadcast everything to everybody. You're going to get a lot of people unsubscribing. What happens when you get a lot of people unsubscribing, at least with the simple texting platform, the one that I'm using currently, is that, and I've been told this by the folks that work there, if you have a lot of unsubscribes, they put your messages under like an automatic watch to see that you are not spamming people. They do this because they don't want, they're a texting company. They don't want their stuff to be, marked as these people spam a lot from this number. Absolutely not. So if you get a lot of unsubscribes, and you will, if you just text everything to everybody all the time, you will get some unsubscribes. If that happens, then your account goes into like a probationary mode where they, start watching what you're doing. You want to be smart about this. You want to be smart about getting the right message to the right people at the right time. Just like you are doing in Messenger, please do not forget that we need to do it in these other systems as well. Now, it's super easy right now in ManyChat to broadcast to a tag. When you start using SMS to broadcast, there's going to be a little bit more back and forth between the two programs. If you're using just inside ManyChat, then you can just do that. But for me, that's going to be way too expensive and way too hinderific, which is a word that I have just made up. It's going into the RJ lexicon. It's going to be real hinderific to my clients. So I'm not recommending that they do that. It's just way too expensive. But going in between two programs and going, okay, checking, is this person tagged over here? Okay, are they tagged over here? Okay, now everybody's tagged. I'm going to send a broadcast. It's not automatic right this moment with simple texting. By the end of the year with TrueChat, it'll be something that they are adding to the program. So know that right now it's kind of a pain in the butt, but right now is the time to experiment. So and it's the time to start thinking about it. You want to deliver only the things of value. You want people to be able to opt out at any time. There is actually a free message that goes out with your first text. When you are first texting somebody in simple text, it says reply stop to stop, reply help to get help, and there's something else on there. Oh, data messages may cost you money. It's a standard message that goes out with everything, right? I'm sorry. Let me back up. That was unclear. It's a standard message that goes out with every first text message you send. Most all of the texting providers send that auto message first time for free. They want people to know that they can, that everybody at any time on any text messages that they're getting from a service like this, they can stop at any time. They want people to know that. That's a great thing to include every once in a while, though. It's okay to remind people, hey, if you don't want to text every Tuesday, Thursday at 1 o'clock Central when I go to live stream, type stop or type another word. That will, take them off of that particular subscriber list. Right message, right people, right time. I can't overemphasize this enough. Well, maybe I can. Maybe you're bored already. But if it's unique, if it's valuable, if it's not just another come by my shiz, you will endear yourself to your clients or your potential clients. We want to connect. Small business owners have to connect. We have to keep connecting and keep connecting and keep connecting with people. The day we stop connecting is the day our business dies. And that's absolutely the truth. I mean, I've experienced, this isn't the only business I've run in my life, my friends. Anyway, that's a story for another day. You stop connecting, it's death for your business. And so this is the way to connect. Give them stuff of value, just as you would in your messenger broadcast. Now, third point, my friends, and this one's important too. Timing is important with SMS. Yes, it is. It's very important. With SMS messaging, it's all about immediacy. If you have a restaurant and you're running a dinner special, don't text everybody in the morning. Text everybody when they're getting off of work and hungry. If you have a live stream that's coming out there, or if you have a one-off webinar that you do every once in a while, and you want people to come to that bad boy, you'll want to text a few days early to say, hey, got this thing going on, come find out. Give them all the event details in your bot, and then you're going to want to ask them if they want a text reminder. And if they want a reminder, send it to them. You want to do that with immediacy. You want to do that within a couple of hours. And I hear you out there going, am I giving enough people time? Because in Messenger, typically that's a little longer. I'll warn people that something's coming up a little longer in the tooth. That's fine. But in SMS, the mindset there is definitely we're talking to our friends and our loved ones, just like we're doing in Messenger. But the mindset when you're looking at your text messaging is also quick updates, news flashes, stuff that you need to act on quickly. That's why we text each other. I officiated my sister's wedding a couple weeks ago, and you bet text messaging was on all day long. It absolutely was, because there's quick news. I had the dress in my car. My wife and I set out that morning for breakfast and the daily activities. We took her car. She had to go back all the way to the house, drive it all the way across town. And then by then we were in a different place than we were supposed to be, constantly updating through text messaging. Text messaging has an immediacy factor that Facebook messaging does not necessarily have. So it is all about the timing of those messages. When you're experimenting, and again, please do this, people, you're going to want to experiment with this timing. Figure out, look at those open rates. Look at when they opened it. Look at all of the details that simple texting will give you, and decide, okay, what's the best? Is this an hour before? Is this 2 hours before? What gives me the best rate of people, butts and seats, basically. So anyway, I do hope that was helpful for you guys. Change is scary. Change is scary. It's not always fun. I'm here with you every step of the way. I'm going to be changing my stuff and my client's stuff right along with you. So do stay tuned to these shows. When I'm not deathly ill or out of town, I'm out of town a lot, but when I'm not deathly ill or out of town, I am here. I am here Tuesday, Thursday. We are gearing up my bot to start doing the text reminders for when folks want to get on for text reminders for this show. That's a little bit away, but that's going to be happening. Also building a bot for you on TrueChat so that you can dive into all the fabulousness that is in that thing. I'm building a lot, so it's going to be a couple of minutes, but boy, it's going to be cool when it's done, and you'll be able to take advantage of all of that. Let me catch up here. Yep, it's all about the timing, babes. Change is inevitable. It comes with the times. Not always easy to accept. And Neil Thrussell is here. Hey, what are you doing, buddy? That's the thing. It is inevitable. I was on a marketing cruise last. I was on the cruise last year in January, and I'm going again this year because it's going to be splendor, fabulous. I can't even properly express how excited I am because my wife also gets to go with me this time. If you want to go on the marketing cruise, please do get a hold of me because there are stuff left, but it is going fast. And I need to get your name in with a special, RJ sent them. So if you're interested in the marketing cruise, do let me know. I was on the marketing cruise with Tammy Lane, Facebook ads lady. She was, and I was talking to her about this very subject. I was talking to her about, because she's been in Facebook ads 11 years. That's a spot of time. That is a spot of time. And she, much more than I, absolutely used to Facebook making changes here and there that make her then have to go back and change everything her clients are doing. Me, I'm lucky. I can take bots off Messenger entirely. She's not so lucky in that regard. But I mean, she said that I asked her, what do you say when people come to you and go, Facebook's changing again. Should I get off Facebook? Facebook's going to close tomorrow. I have people I know that are fond of saying, what if Facebook closed tomorrow? What would you do? Listen, Facebook is run by a rich white guy. They're not going to deprive him of his business. It's America. We're very, very corporate focused here. So I went through, with her, I was just having a heart to heart about what do you do? What do you do when all these things change? And she said to me something that I won't forget very soon. She said to me, listen, you have to take the good with the bad. We are so lucky to have had free broadcasting for 2 years now. Two and a half is almost what I've been doing with bots. So lucky, so awesome to have free broadcasting. That was great. Now we need to move into another realm. Don't give up on chatbots just because Facebook made a change. I'm moving my chatbots. I'm moving them to my own web pages, moving them to TrueChat because it's going to be a much better deal for me. There are other chat options out there, not just Messenger. There are other people out there, other platforms out there, not just Messenger. You don't have to stick with Zucky if you don't want to. It's all good, or you can totally stick with what you're doing, but you have to add this layer on. You got to add SMS Botcasting on, or else you're going to have a very quiet bot. Anyway, love you all. I gotta run fast because I got a client who wants to meet and look over her bot. It's the Booby Bot, everybody, and it is going to be a super huge amount of fun. She fits people with those fabulous camis, and we're going to take a look at that right now. So everyone, I invite you to be part of and to experiment with SMS text messaging, getting a message out to people. 3 things, again, got to make it short and sweet. 160 characters is all you get. Give them the right message to the right people at the right time. Keep targeting those messages. Okay. Do not fall into the trap of I'm just going to text everyone all the time. It won't work. And it's all about the timing. There's an immediacy to these messages that is unusual with, is not the usual with Facebook Messenger. Though that's those three things. That's how Messenger is, or sorry, that's how SMS botcasting is different than Facebook Messenger broadcasting. So start to think along those lines for me. If you're new here, text bot to 555-888 for your free bot strategy. And that's also where I'm going to be texting reminders for this show. So do get in on that if you'd like. And that's all for me today. My friends, thank you for attending today. And I will see you in a bot.